In a city like Mumbai, which is growing at an exponential rate, you mostly hear stories about trees being cut to make way for development. But today we bring you a story of two friends who go about planting trees to save the city from irreparable environmental damage. They do this under their initiative called the Turning Tide. Ashwini Priolkar caught up with them to know how they managed to execute the seemingly very difficult task for individuals busy with their Mumbai life.
Like most Mumbaikars, George and Calvin too were bothered about the sweltering hot days the city witnesses most of the time. But instead of just cribbing, they got into action. They started planting saplings across the city so that they could contribute their bit in bringing down the temperature. All this they are doing under the initiative called Turning Tide.
Basically what happens is we were just sitting down. We had a bunch of newspapers in our house, which we've been selling every month, getting about $100 off it, which is not much, right? So we said, okay, let's sell the papers and use the $100 to buy a tree sapling. So Calvin did it along with me, and we bought the first 2 saplings and planted it. The week after that, we just happened to post it on Facebook to see what people's reactions would be. We got a good response. A few friends called up and said, you can have my papers as well, you can take my plastic bottles and stuff. So we collected it and sold it. Bought a whole bunch of saplings and got a few friends together, went ahead and planted it. And then from there, we've been consistently planting roughly around about 5 to 6 saplings every week.
Primarily deal with paper, books, magazines, office reports. We want offices to shred their paper and their paperwork.
Interestingly, they use a unique method to plant saplings called Hugal culture, in which they plant the sapling along with biomass like twigs and dry leaves. Biomass breaks down with time and keeps the soil loose and airy. The duo is now joined by many of their friends, and they just don't plant saplings but also rescue trees and educate people about composting methods.
I see them doing a lot of labor, and I thought maybe I'll just join up with them one day. So I called them up, I said I'm interested. And during that time they were demolishing buildings in the colony, and they were just getting rid of the plants and the trees there. They were just, running over them and killing them. So basically I said, okay, I'll join up with these guys, and they were rescuing plants and pots.
Apart from planting trees, the Turning Tide is also looking at trying to get people to do composting. Now, this can be done at home. It could be done in your kitchens. All you need to do is collect your food scraps and keep them in a box, things like that. What you will end up with is compost, which is rich. You can consider it a rich sort of soil, which you can add to your plants, things like that.
The way they finance their entire initiative is unique too. They go to people's homes, collect recyclables like newspapers, sell them off, and from those proceeds, buy the saplings and plant them. In the past 5 months, they have planted trees in various areas of Mumbai like Bandra, Khar, Santa Cruz and Kalina. However, going about planting saplings in a city which is starved for open spaces is not an easy task.
Challenges is that many buildings are getting concretized, there is no mud left. So to plant trees is a difficult thing. Also the space they give for planting trees is so less that within 2 or 3 years of the tree being planted, it dies off.
Yet, these challenges have not deterred them, and they are still going on with their mission to help the city reduce its carbon footprint by planting trees and managing waste.
Once our NGO is registered, we can look towards funding and things like that. We're also going to be looking at corporate funding. Main way ahead for the future is to get into schools, start educating children, engaging youth in schools, colleges, institutions, probably corporates. Get them to bring in their recyclables. We have a page on Facebook, it's called The Turning Tide. You just need to go online. You can message us, send us a message. I'll be happy to get in touch with people.
In Mumbai with Ashwini Pirolkar, Oinitam Oja, NDTV.